Hello, welcome to the Confident Chicks Conversation podcast. I'm so excited today. I have a very special guest from with us today, and she is based in London. And Miss Sameera, is it?
Yes,
How are you doing today? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on your fabulous podcast. I am truly honored.
It's so great to meet people all around the world. It's so beautiful to be able to connect on the internet for people that you would normally not be able to connect with. I think that's one of the most fascinating things about the internet today.
Yes,
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a money mindset coach based in London. And what I do is I help women remove money blocks so that they can increase their income. And I have my own method of working with people's money personalities. So I also help them create a business aligned to their money personalities. The reason I got into this field was because I have had every money block and every money sabotage that you can imagine while growing up. And when I started working and started my own business, these money blocks really made it difficult for me to basically grow my business, increase my income. And I was trying every business strategy out there, but it was not working because I was doing all the external work before doing all the internal work. And then I got really interested in finding about how people's relationship with money impacts their success in world. And I started healing myself. And when I was doing that and transforming my own relationship with money, I basically realized that what I want to do is to help other women do the same.
Wow. So you mentioned money blocks. What are some of the money blocks that you see that are so common that women face when it comes to building their business and things like that?
While, as women, we have some really particular money blocks. Everyone has money blocks, and a lot of it is to do with all the subconscious beliefs that we have absorbed before we turn the age of 7. So, for example, things our parents told us about money, things our teachers told us about money. If we saw our parents fight about money, or if we saw our parents work really hard for money, or if we were told things like, do you think money grows on trees? Or we don't have money for it. Almost 70 to 80% of our money blocks come from what we have experienced in our childhood. Having said that, not all money blocks come from us being children. Some of them we absorb as we grow older. And as women, we have some really specific money blocks which men don't have. For because as women, the society's expectation is this, that we are nurturers, we are carers, and we should just be providing value without expecting anything in return. And also, it's considered almost unfeminine for women to talk about money. If they are in a job, ask for a raise. If a man asks for a raise, it's fine, but if a woman asks for a raise, it becomes a much bigger topic. And often it's showed that to be a good woman, to you should not care about money. I'll give an example. If you see any Hollywood movies, how many times the woman with the money is the vamp? She is the bad one in the story. She's rarely shown as the good one. And all these things basically have an impact on women and what they think about money. And it shows in a lot of ways. For example, women find it difficult to ask for the equal pay if they are in a job. If they are in a business, they feel hesitant to ask their clients for money even when they owe them money, or increase their prices. Often we give out a lot of value for free because that's what's expected of us. Like if we do something small for someone, it's expected that we'll almost do it for free. We are often hesitant to ask for help if we are in financial problems, because the block is this, that it almost becomes a statement on a self-worth, that you are in debt and you are asking for help. There was very interesting stat that the number of women who declare bankruptcy is so less compared to number of men who declare bankruptcy, because a woman would rather do everything she can to basically pay off everything she owes. Some of the other common money blocks are things like we often think that we'll have to work very hard and compromise on our family life if we want to earn money, because we may have seen some one of our parents do that, or we think we are just not good enough to basically have a certain amount of money, or we feel that this is our upper limit, and beyond that we can't earn. So these are some of the common examples which I come across in my work.
Yeah, that is so true. Cause I know sometimes you feel that like everything is on your shoulder and you have to like do everything and like you don't want to ask for help, and then sometimes you ask for help and then you might get the negative feedback and then you don't want to ask for help no more. I find that to be coming too, don't you?
Exactly, right. And it, like, because it almost become unfeminine if we do that. We think that it's not something a woman's expected to behave in a different way.
Yeah. It's like you're to help me, you're there to help, but who's there to help us?
Exactly. And also, like, a big example is all these amazing women who are basically homemakers, and they are doing such crazy amount of work, and it's just expected that they are just doing it because that's what the society expects. Or even women who work, the amount of work which they do to support their families, and the amount of work they do to take care of their families, it's all unpaid. Imagine if you were hiring someone to do your cleaning and your grocery shopping and taking care of your kids, how much would you be paying them? But we often end up doing it just for free because that's what women does.
Yeah, but it's so true. I was just thinking that, back in the day, women were expected to stay at home, raise the kids. But society is so different now that women have to work, but we're still expected to do the same tasks as we did if we're at home every day.
Exactly. So it's like we're expected to work, but what we were supposed to do before, we are supposed to do that and work on top of it.
Yeah,
And most of it unpaid.
yeah, and unnoticed, ungrateful.
Exactly. So I always tell my clients, or my acquaintance who are homemakers, that when they say that, like, they don't do anything, and I'm like, can you imagine how much would your family be paying if they would be hiring someone to do everything you do for them?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so how many women come to you and you find that they struggle with balance, being able to balance it all?
Every woman I meet. So every woman I meet at whatever level I have worked with, like some of them, are starting out in their business. Some of them are basically quite, doing well, or they are already making six figures. They all have money blocks. I have never come across any woman who hasn't had money blocks. And working on your relationship with money is an ongoing process. It is a relationship. That's why I use the word relationship. And like any other relationship in your life, you you have to work on it continuously. So, for example, if you start taking your partner for uh, granted after 20 years of marriage or 20 years of being together, that's really not going to help your relationship, right? It's the same with money. It's also, I say that it's almost like getting, it's also like, say, similar to getting fit. when like for example, if you are trying to lose weight and then you are trying to eat healthy, you are trying to exercise, go to gym, and when you reach your ideal weight, you still have to keep doing s- some amount of work, maybe not as intense as before, but still a lot of work to stay at that level of fitness. Because if you just start eating a pizza every day and stop going to gym, you're going to fall back, right? And
Mhm.
if you want to get fitter, then you have to go deeper and do more work. So it is just like that. It's like a relationship, and it's like your relationship with your health or any other relationship in your life, where to you have to do work to reach a certain level, and then you have to keep doing that work to stay at that level. And if you want to go a bit higher, a bit deeper, you have to do more work on it.
So, what are some of the things that we can do to change our mindset when it comes to money and building wealth?
Great question. And the good news is this, that we can all change our relationship with money. It's a relationship. So it's not as if some people are born luckier than others and they find it easier. No. And what I'll also say before I go through my method is this, that we can all change our relationship with money and have a balanced relationship with money. And what is balanced for me would be different from you, Lakisha. Not everyone wants to make six figures. Not everyone wants to be a millionaire. But people want to have enough money to live the best life that they want to live. So what is best for me and what is best for you would be different. So my first advice to everyone is this, that be honest with yourself, that why you need the money. um, because we don't need the money just for the sake of it, right? It is nothing, it's just paper or plastic. The value from the money or the energy comes from what we need it for. And most of the times it's not, we don't even need it for ourselves. Most people I meet, they want to earn to take care of their families, or to give their families a better life. So first thing is, look at what does a balanced relationship with money means to you, rather than get looking at what it means to others. And we can all have a fabulous relationship with money exactly as we are. We don't have to change ourselves. We don't have to become thinner. We don't have to become fatter. We don't have to become younger. We don't have to become older. We don't have to become more blonde. We don't have to become more dark haired. We don't have to become more taller. Whatever you misconceptions you have, I would like to tell everyone, you can be exactly as who you are and change your relationship with money without changing your core. uh, and how I work on my method is, I have 5 pillars. The first pillar is money personality. So our money, there are 8 money personalities, and we all have one dominant money personality. And our money personality basically determines our strengths, our challenges, and our behavior around money. When you find your money personality, it's almost like a aha moment, because you go like, oh, I finally understand why I behave around money the way I do. There's a free assessment on my website which everyone can take to find out what their money personality is. The second is more, it's a second money block is to do with your limiting beliefs, as I mentioned earlier. And one very easy trick to find out what limiting beliefs you have about money is, take 2 sides of a A4 paper, and first thing in morning, start writing money is. Don't judge yourself. Don't tell yourself this sounds stupid or this doesn't sound like how I want it to sound. Just write whatever comes in your head. Write at least 2 sides of paper. And when you uh, see those 2 sides of paper, when you read through them, you will find out certain patterns about what you think about money. And usually, the first sentence you write describes your relationship with money most appropriately. So, for example, you may see a pattern that money is hard to come to me. That
Mhm.
means that is one of the limiting beliefs you have around money. And how to flip that is, you basically transform it into a more empowering belief. So you can make it, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. What is empowering for me would be different from what is empowering to you. So try a couple of uh, ways of modifying it and see what works for you. And then you have to train your brain to believe this new belief. And how you do is because our brain works on an evidence-based pattern. It's called selective sampling. So you deliberately make your brain look for the evidence that this new belief is true. And the more evidence it sees that this new belief is true, the sooner it will believe this. And once you change your beliefs, you change your thoughts, you change your feelings, and your external reality changes, because most of what we see in our life is made from our beliefs. And I tell my clients to keep what I call is a book of evidence. So it doesn't have to be a book, it can be a phone also. And start looking for three pieces of evidence every day that money comes to me effortlessly and easily. uh, and it doesn't have to be like, $1,000 coming into your bank account. You start by small things. Oh, I got like a 50p discount on my shampoo. Oh, proof, someone bought me coffee. Or proof, I got a voucher. So do it continuously for 7 days, then increase it to 5 pieces of evidence, then seven, and then 10. Do it for 60 to 90 days, but you have to do it every day. If you kind of have a break in between, you have to start again, because we are retraining our brain from the patterns it has had since we were children. So this is a very powerful exercise, and it works for everyone. And there's a scientific reasoning behind it, as I said, because it's proven that our brain works on evidence basis. A lot of athletes use this technique to basically believe that they can actually perform at the level they want to. I mean, how many times have we seen someone in a tennis match? They would be 3 sets down, and then they will fight back and come back
Yeah.
and win. It's all about belief. And the second, so that's to do with your belief, and this exercise is very powerful, and you can start doing it now. The other thing also is what I almost call, we all have two voices in our head. One is always telling us that we can do something, the other is telling us we can't. We all have that, critical voice in our head. It's like, stop, just ignore that critical voice. Every time it tells you that, oh, you won't get money, you're not good enough to get rich, tell it, no, I am good enough, I can do this. And the more you do it, the more you stop paying attention to it, the stronger your belief system will grow, and the stronger your belief, the fact that you can do something will grow. It's almost like a moment by moment uh, work that you have to do on yourself, but the more you do it, the better results you get. The second part is energetic. So, are you coming from a place of energy, or are you coming from a place of scarcity? Here, couple of things really help is coming from that energy of abundance, and how you can do that is uh, first is by feeling gratitude for whatever money you have now. Feel gratitude for it, even for small things, and anything you have in, like if you just have a home, just feel gratitude for that. And the more what we concentrate on, more that grows. So if you concentrate more on gratitude, universe will give you more things to feel grateful for. And second is this really powerful exercise where uh, I ask my clients to make a list of all the bad memories they have around money, which still sparks the emotion in them, starting from their childhood. And once they have made the list, I ask them to go through each memory, sit with it, and feel what it meant to them, and then forgive it to release it. I usually do a Hawaiian exercise called Hapapono, where you tell it, I forgive you, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you. But you can forgive in any way you want. Don't get caught in the method. If you're a person of faith, you may have a different attitude towards forgiving, a different exercise for forgiving. It's very personal. This exercise works for most people, but as I said, it's very personal. Forgive the memory. Some of the memories you will be able to forgive them uh, in the first go, but some of them you have to keep coming back again and again. But those are the ones, when you release them, they make the biggest difference, because they are having the biggest impact on your
Yeah.
energy. I call it decluttering exercise. And also what will happen is, the first time you do the exercise, you will write 10 things. But as you start doing this exercise, going through them every day and forgiving, your brain will start throwing out all the memories which you have forgotten, and you just keep adding to it. Like my list is like 300 memories now. I have to spend 45 minutes every day to go through it, because I suddenly remember, oh, my mom's, when I was 7 years old, my mom scolded me because I wanted like a very expensive doll in front of everyone. I had forgotten about it for ages, but suddenly it
It
has
just
come up.
pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's having an impact on my relationship with money. So this will, and keep, if anything else comes up, keep adding to it. Like things happen, Amazon will not deliver your order after charging you, goes into the forgiveness list. What I always tell people is this: by forgiving, we are not condoning the behavior. We are not saying that they did not do anything wrong, because sometimes these memories can be very painful. But what we are saying, doing, is telling them that they don't have a hold on us anymore. We are releasing ourselves. We are not saying that you did not do anything or this person did not do anything wrong, but we are releasing our own energy. We are telling them that you don't have a control over my life anymore. So that's the third part, energetics to it. Fourth, of course, is inspired action, because we can do all the internal work, but
Yeah.
we have to take action. But what happens is this: when you do all these work, the quality of action which you take improves, because then you start coming from a place of abundance rather than taking actions from a place of fear. And they are very, very different, right? When you take action from a place of abundance and love versus when you take action from a place of fear, they're totally different actions. And I also work with my clients to make a business strategy aligned with their money personality, because each money personality is different. And the more you can align to your values and your money personality, the more sustainable and authentic your business is. And the fifth pillar is very important. It is about managing what you are earning now well. It doesn't matter what you are earning, how little you are earning, or how more you are earning. You have to start managing it efficiently now. And because once you do that, you send out such a good, you send out a message to universe and to your subconscious that you can be trusted with money. Otherwise, you are sending out a message that you can't be trusted with money. And your subconscious goes like, oh, if you can't be trusted with $2,000, how can you be trusted with $5,000? So it almost starts acting as a money block. And there are
Wow.
various ways you can manage your money well. I always tell my clients to make a spreadsheet and track everything which is coming in, everything which is going out. There are apps for that also now. And also, I always tell them to divide money into various pots. So once you have paid your rent and your essential bills, which we all have to pay, divide it into pots and say this is for emergency, this is for fun, this is like, have 4 to 5 pots for whatever you want, and stick to those pots so that you feel control of money rather than you feeling that money is in control of you. I am against scarcity budgeting, because scarcity budgeting, where you say that I'm only going to spend just this much every month,
Yeah.
very little amount, it's like doing a yo-yo dieting, and we all know it doesn't work. When we say we'll only eat like 800 calories a day, it, we do it for 5 days and then we give in, right? And
Yeah.
we can't do it long term, right? But when we say that, oh, I'll eat healthy most of the day, but I'll allow myself to have one snack in one dessert in the week or in 3 days, that works better than saying that I'm only going to eat 800 calories a day, because it's not sustainable. So these are the 5 pillars, and I promise you, if you follow them, your relationship with money will change. Find your money personality, work on your limiting beliefs, work on your energy, take inspired action, and start managing whatever you are earning now well.
Well, you said so many wonderful things. I'm thinking you were speaking on affirmations, and that is something that I think sometimes we do it and then we stop.
So, and it's a lifelong process. Like, you shall be honest. Like, I am a student myself, in the sense that I have to remind myself to do these things too. It's not. Uh, it's a lifelong process for everyone in the world. So, of course, there are days you would slip, but
Yeah.
the thing is this, that you kind of look at almost as a process, and you say, okay, I've slipped now, so I'll come back and sort myself out, and I'll start again, rather than thinking that, oh, that's so awful, like it's all going to go wrong because I did not do my forgiveness exercise one day, or I did not budget for a month, or I went over my pot. It's all has a cumulative effect. And the best part is this: you can start again.
Yeah. And you said something else too. I was just remind. I remember when I was a little girl. I would ask my dad for something. Then my mom would yell out, "We don't have enough money for that." And my dad would say, "She knows that," but he would make a way to get it. It's like one side saying you can have it, and then another voice is like, "We don't have enough money for that," and that affects you even as an adult.
Exactly. And now you hear those two voices in your head, right? One
Yeah.
goes like, yes, you can do it. The other voice goes like, no, this is wrong. You're overspending.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you as well, how do you help people who've been like they hit rock bottom, so now they have they're dealing with trauma, and it's like they rebuilding their life, they that stable, but they have this fear that they're gonna hit rock bottom again. How do you help women like that?
So again, I do a lot of work with them on money trauma, which is a lot of it has to do with the same exercise which I said earlier. Finding out, I work with them, I find out exactly where the trauma lies. And sometimes the trauma can be, it can be a small thing which creates a big trauma. Sometimes it's a really big trauma, right? You have lost your business, you have lost your house, or you had a bad divorce. And then we do a lot of exercises like hypnosis to change their subconscious belief. I also do EFT and NLP exercises with them to help them basically uh, transform that trauma into something empowering. The most important thing, of course, is to find out what the trauma is and what it meant to them, and which is, as you can imagine, a very painful process at times.
Yeah, that's so true. And so, if someone wanted to hire you, where can they find you?
So the best way to contact me is to email me at sameera@sameerasinghcoach.com, and I'll send you the links. And you can also find me on Instagram at in.her.successfulshoes. And I have a free Facebook group where I provide free training to people who right now can't afford to work with me or are not in a place where they can work with me. I'm very much against people taking debt to work with me, because I'll be the worst money mindset coach ever if I'm encouraging people to go into debt to work with me. But so if you want to work with me, or if you just want to see what my work is like, do join my Facebook group. It is free, and I'm doing like a 21 days abundance challenge there. And then I'll do one more challenge. I have a challenge every month. I do a weekly trainings there. So that's a great place to start with. And I do love to hear back from people, and also take your money personality quiz to find out what money personality is.
Yeah, that's definitely. I definitely got to go on your website and take it myself. And so, if you have one last thing that you would like to share with our listeners, what would that be?
As I said earlier, it doesn't matter how traumatic your relationship with money is, it can be transformed. And it can be transformed exactly as you are. You don't have to change yourself. So always have the faith that you can start again. And it's like it's another relationship which you can work on and improve, and find out what a balanced relationship with money looks to you, because it will be different for everyone.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I learned so much from you about money blogs and how they all started. Like you shared some things that I never would have thought about before meeting you today. So I definitely appreciate you coming on and sharing your expertise with us.
My pleasure. I'm absolutely honored, Lakisha, to be here to be part of your fabulous podcast.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you all for listening. I'll talk to you all next time. Bye bye.
Bye, Lakisha. Have a good
Bye.
one.